Is Squidward Tentacles, one of the main characters of SpongeBob, secretly depressed? Has the Society of Bikini Bottom driven him to suicide? Is he mentally insane? Or are the residential bottom feeders the problem? Welcome to Media Critic. Squidward Tentacles is one of many of the main SpongeBob characters and has been known for his low-toned and grumpy attitude. He lives in Bikini Bottom in an Easter Island head in between his two neighbors who are the stars of the show, SpongeBob and Patrick. The SpongeBob fandom states the words, he's very cynical, selfish, stick-in-the-mud individual. He works as a cashier at the Krusty Krab, a job he hates. Squidward is frequently annoyed by SpongeBob's loud and cheerful behavior, but sometimes sticks up for SpongeBob and sees him as a friend on an occasion. But is this true? There's been a fan theory going around the interwebs, and the theory is that all the main SpongeBob characters are abusing drugs and that Mr. Krabs is the dealer. I'll be covering this in depth in another video, but here's the gist of it. SpongeBob has been known to be very happy all the time, but can definitely have his moments. In just seconds, this sea sponge can turn from insanely rageful to happy. And when he gets sad, he is really sad. Could this be the drug effects wearing off? As soon as even the slightest thing gets this character off, he is the lowest of the low. Could this be the effect of amphetamines? Patrick's story, I believe, is obvious. Patrick is the dumb-witted one with the IQ of a rock, and the only time you ever see him is when he's with SpongeBob, and on very, very rare occasion, he can be by himself. Notice how he always sits around lazily under his rock, and this is a very close representation of Pot. The clips I'm going to show you could be the very effects of his weed addiction. Not only that, Patrick Star is an avid Krusty Krab goer. Could this be his weed craving? Could the reason SpongeBob and Patrick be best friends is because they like to do their drugs together? Or could it be that SpongeBob is dealing to him?
Can I use your bathroom?
Patrick, go use your own bathroom.
I don't think I can make it, please?
No.
Please?
No.
Please?
No.
Please?
Okay, make it quick.
That's okay.
Oh, if only I knew how to work this thing.
Let me take a look at it. You know what the problem is?
What?
You got it set to M for Minnie, when it should be set to W for Wumbo.
Patrick, I don't think Wumbo is a real word.
Come on, you know. I Wumbo, you Wumbo, he, she, me, Wumbo. Firmly grasp it. Firmly grasp it!
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is...
Patrick, that's the name of the restaurant.
Huh?
Notice how both these people are on drugs, and Squidward hates both of their presence the most. But very few moments Squidward gets to have his good moments with the two Bikini Bottomites. Could this only be when they're sober? But what does this have to do with the rest of Bikini Bottom? Well, there aren't only two people who are drug addicted. Mr. Krabs has some dirt on him too. I'll be explaining this in the part 2 for this video, but Mr. Krabs is known for being a very obsessive, not only over his money, but his wife also. And the second someone touches his product, or money, he gets pissed off super easily. Could this be cocaine? But if this is true, this leads to a whole lot more. In the Season 3 episode Can You Spare a Dime, SpongeBob snaps at Mr. Krabs and Squidward because Squidward was mooching off him when he became homeless after working at the Krusty Cartel. The Krusty Krab. Does he take up SpongeBob's offer because he is aware of the drug money he has? Because out of all this time, SpongeBob had a pineapple that had a sunroof, a private library, and not even on a fry cook's salary. Because he had the house before he applied to the Krusty Krab. In the first ever episode, Help Wanted, how could he afford that expensive spatula? And if he just applied for the job, how did he know how to perfectly cook a Krabby Patty? It's quite obvious that SpongeBob had another source of income before the Krusty Krab. This must be Squidward's realization that if he moved in with SpongeBob, he will be getting a whole lot of money, in which he does. And not only that, how is he able to afford all this, but yet he still can't drive? In the episode Idiot Box, SpongeBob and Patrick go on many adventures in an empty TV box. Could this be the two doing their drugs together and both tripping inside the box? Is Squidward realizing they're both getting high and getting angry at them throughout the episode? At the very end of the episode, SpongeBob and Patrick both decide to go back into the house, in which Squidward goes into the box and the box starts moving. It turns out that he is inside of a dump truck, and SpongeBob and Patrick's drug activities got Squidward sent to the dump. Throughout the show, Squidward seems so miserable, and it is quite obvious it's due to SpongeBob and Patrick. Whenever Squidward does any sort of goal or a dream of any sort, SpongeBob must go and ruin it. For example, in the episode Choir Boys, Squidward is dead set on getting into the Bikini Bottom choir team. And SpongeBob barges in and takes Squidward's spot. He also makes Squidward suffer all the time. In the episode Club SpongeBob, SpongeBob and Patrick taunt Squidward and make him get flung into the kelp forest where they must starve and follow the rules of a toy shell. He and SpongeBob both work at the same place, so he must always deal with SpongeBob at work and at home. No matter what, SpongeBob is always acting childish, and this behavior gets SpongeBob all the attention. Even though it's clear that Squidward has talents that he would like to pursue. In the episode Artist Unknown, SpongeBob brings down Squidward's self-esteem by making better art than him, and even tries to cheer up SpongeBob only to get thrown off and saved from SpongeBob and Patrick in his own home. Multiple times throughout the show, they are seen breaking in and entering Squidward's house during his private times. This could be the result of their drug usage and not being able to think straight. In the episode, the camping episode, SpongeBob and Patrick taunt Squidward into coming camping, which causes him to get mauled by a sea bear. Granted, in this episode, you could blame him for these actions. In the episode Squidtastic Voyage, SpongeBob gets Squidward's clarinet reed stuck in his throat, then becomes so unresponsive Patrick shrink it and end up going inside Squidward via his mouth and screw up Squidward's insides, and at the very end leaves him deformed. In the episode Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 4, SpongeBob tortures Squidward with the Mermaid Man's belt. This is only very few times that SpongeBob has made Squidward suffer, and it is paired with the fact that he has to go to a job from early in the morning till late at night, and he barely gets paid at all. Could this contribute to his suicidal depression? With Squidward's maturity level, this causes everyone in Bikini Bottom to hate and antagonize him. Could this be the reason Squidward hates everything? Could this end up being the demise of Squidward? Are the people of Bikini Bottom secretly addicted to drugs? Maybe, but then again, that is just a theory. A sponge theory. Thanks for watching.